Hi, Catrice Pursuit here, and today we are looking not at video game ads, but video game rental place ads. Yes, as you can see in the title, we're talking about Blockbuster today. So, I was looking around and reading a bunch of articles and looking at a bunch of inspiration pics from video game ads, partially for video research, mostly for decor for my own apartment. I like what I like. And I came across a lot of really cool video game ads, and that will be the subject of a later video that I'm super stoked about because if you know me before coming to this YouTube channel, you'll know that I'm also a game designer. I have a bunch of games under my belt. I've worked on mostly TTRPGs. I also work on board games, and I have worked on a video game, although it you don't know it. And while I was looking at a bunch of video game ads, I came across this really cool ad from Blockbuster. And I realized that something that it's sad that it's died out more. The cool video game ads of the 2000s, or really cool anything of the 2000s. We also don't really have advertisements for these places that you could rent them from anymore. And Blockbuster has always got such a specific spot in people's nostalgia 90s 2000s hearts, mine especially for sure. I definitely hung on to my little membership keychain way past when the last store I think was still open. So I decided, for the recreation things, for the sake of studies, for the sake of fun, I wanted to make my own version of this. So research places this 2000s ad campaign that they did at 2002 or 2003, and it's not quite as visually crass as some other gaming ads at the time. I think it's really fun. I think it's attention grabbing. The text is certainly something. And I just thought this would be such a fun thing to do. This is a type of ad campaign I would have loved to work on with some edits probably, but it's the 2000s. Anyway, I saw them and I thought that that's a really fun way to kick off the year and to bring together all the things that I love: gaming, design, nostalgia, snarky flavor text, and I wanted to give it a shot. So it took about an hour, I think, to finish the shoot, and then cleanup was easy because I didn't really have to do anything. I mean, I was already in relatively comfy clothes. I did get changed into sweats as one does, but I didn't really have that much to do. This is the opposite of the last video that we did, where I did an album recreate, and I recreate Blame My Ex by The Beaches album cover, and that was really heavy on the shoot. It was 4 different looks, and not really that heavy on the editing. This is totally different, which was actually, I prefer this, I think, because with the editing, I can be here comfy on the couch. And with the shoot, I mean, that's just physically way more demanding. So before I show you the actual edit video, brief thing about the props and the process. I actually did put the props down when I was shooting, but I don't use the pictures of them that I took from the overall modeling picture. I just put them there to block out, and I took separate pictures of them to put in afterwards for higher quality. I used Bluetooth headphones that I got from a drugstore and my heart-shaped box, which I've been using for 15 years to carry all of my Game Boy Advance games, which I currently play on the DS that you can see up there, a little coquette. Shout out for still working after 18 years. Now let's get into the editing, which went so smoothly. You can see all of the, you see the inspo posters and then this one. So I did take the text from the original just for the gamer part. I cleaned it up a bit, then I started placing all my elements, and then it was time to first of all clean everything up and block out the layers of color. I know that the others are scans, and that's a little bit to account for shadows, but I wanted mine to look similarly grainy and magazine-y, so I used the airbrush brush a ton, and I kind of blocked out a lighter pink. I kind of messed with the saturation. I noticed that the Blockbuster logo that I had downloaded was a bit too bright, so I recolored it. I kind of messed with the mid-tones and the lighter tones a lot, and just kind of strew these items around. I took also those Blockbuster cases from pieces from the other posters, and then I added the little disclaimer. In the beginning, I wasn't sure what color text I would go with, but I ended up making it a lot lighter. And then when it came to kind of figuring out the configuration of like how to match the fonts. I did my best. I know it's not a one-to-one match, but I moved around. I used a lot of the distortion tool to kind of mess with it a little. It took a little bit to find the brush to use for the lines as well, but I did before the text. I blocked out all of the lines just to make sure that like overall kind of the composition was set. That was like the most important thing before going in with like the details. Some of my favorites are Tune Out the World. Who needs noisy distractions like alarm clocks, notifications, and text tones? The only sound you need is the sweet, sweet sound of the repetitive background music and your points counter going up. Now that would be like the one that's like attached to the headphones, or the one that's attached to my like scrunchie that says stay ready, 1 minute you're swearing you'll stop after this level, the next you know it's 5:50 a.m. you have to go to work in 10 minutes and your position upside down on the couch is wreaking havoc on your hair. But if you just put it up, then you have time to get to the next save point and brush your teeth, which you really need to do, which I felt was really in line of the like tongue-in-cheek kind of teasy copy from the old ones. And that's a wrap on recreating a vintage, that hurts me to say, Blockbuster ad, how to be a cuter gamer. So if you want to look up the specifics, you can check it out on Instagram. Thanks so much for watching. Please be kind, like, comment, and subscribe.